Normal Guy Games review under 10 Bladeborn. So I have gotten a copy of the much sought after but seldom seen Bladeborn, which is a Barnes & Noble exclusive. As you can see here, I have yet to open the plastic. I'm going to do that on camera. Excited, super excited. Ever since they announced this game, I've actually been quite excited to pick up a copy. So as we're opening this, all right, you can see the back. It's got a nice preview. If you've played Warcry, all of this should look very familiar. And of course, if you've played Fireteam, it should look familiar as well, because the board size, the board configuration, the hexes, all of it is just the same as Fireteam. So Bladeborn is to Warcry as Fireteam is to Kill Team, which is, to say, an easy in. So, of course, the artwork, as always, is incredible. Good stuff. First thing we get is the rulebook with the requisite White Dwarf advertisement. We've got the board here, and it is double-sided. We'll get to that in a moment, along with the tokens. And we have both the Godsworn Hunt and the Eyes of Nine. And these guys are, if you have ever played Underworlds, you'll recognize both of them. Along with this, we have the cards, which are the twists, the scenarios, and the warbands. And then we have the other stack, which includes artifacts, the character cards and all that. And of course, dice, because we gotta have dice. Always. So the sprues are amazing. Quite honestly, they're a lot better than the Necrons from Fireteam. The plastic is solid, and it probably has something to do with the fact that these two particular warbands, at least I'm guessing, are both from Underworlds. So these are previously published miniatures, nothing crazy. So we'll move on to the rulebook. All right, we've got the advertisements. I probably own most of the games that are in there. The thing that I'm actually most excited to look at here are the actual Warcry rules for the different Underworlds bands. So each of the bands has their own thing, right? So the first page gives you the information on how to add them into Warcry as allies and whatnot. It gives you everything you need. And as you can see, Khagra's the Godsword Hunt, the Despoilers, the Eyes of the Nine, and the Reavers are all part of this, along with the Dread Pageant. So I might actually be picking up some more copies of Underworlds here soon. So the rulebook is it's very thin. Happy about that. Don't like having a lot of rules, and we've got our quick reference on the back. Another good touch. The art, if you have played Warcry and seen Warcry, will look very familiar. So all of this, if you're a Warcry player, you should already know a lot of what this is. It's a very simple rules set. It's kind of like Underworlds meets Warcry, I would say. You've got your battle rounds as usual. You've got all your tokens and statuses and movement information, and all the basics that you need are in here. It's got campaign rules, which is also a nice touch, along with pictures of the champions and the assembly instructions as well. Now, I like this particular setup here a lot. I like the way that they have put all of the warbands out there, and they look great. The assembly instructions are very simple. Obviously, these are push-to-fit models, so nothing crazy there. So the tokens are nicely printed on thick card, and as you can see, the artwork, they're double-sided, and they pop out very easily. No issues putting that one, pushing it out, and then even putting it back in. I'll sort them out later. And we have the board as well. Now, I don't have enough camera room here to expand the entire board out. I'm still working on my camera setup, so my apologies, but I will show you half of each side of the boards here. So as you can see, as always, Games Workshop quality, excellent boards, beautiful artwork. I honestly can't wait to give this a try. Hopefully soon. So now we have the cards. So we've got the scenarios, right? And there are quite a few scenarios here. And then we've got moving on to the cards for the different war bands. And you can see there's one for each, and it gives you which ones are available. And I'm actually I wouldn't be surprised if we saw an expansion here with more of the order side of things, the order side of the house. One can hope, at least. So the scenarios are varied, and they are well set up. You have your battle rules, and you have all the information you need, along with a little blurb at the top. And there's enough here to keep you occupied for quite some time, especially if you pick up some more of the Underworld's bands to go along with this. Now, these cards contain the artifacts. They contain all of the items that you can get, and they also include all of the character cards as well for the different warbands. And as you can see, there's one for each. So they've included all the cards that you need for everyone in this core box, which is awesome. I'm quite happy about that. So that just means I need to pick up a couple of copies of Underworlds to get some of these warbands on the table. So each of the warbands, as I said, is represented here. All the ones from the book. And they've got the cards, of course, as you can see, they look very, very similar to Warcry cards. This is the remainder of the items, the lesser items, along with the Dread Pageant as well. And the twists, which also are an artifact of Warcry. So you've got the different things that can happen. Now, each of these war bands, they're designated just like they are in Warcry by a symbol. So each of them has their own little symbol to tell you who goes with what. I mean, obviously, most of us who have played the game will know who goes with what, but this is a good reference for anyone who does not play any of the GW games. So as you can see, each one has their own little symbol, and all of them are ready and raring to go. All of the familiar symptoms there of a Warcry style game. Honestly, I think this will make an excellent gateway game. So there you have it. All the cards laid out, and that's pretty much it. Honestly, if I were to do it again, I would definitely buy this game. It's worth it for me just for the Warcry rules. So, I mean, those are my thoughts. Like and subscribe. Consider supporting me on Patreon. And thank you for watching. I appreciate it.